If you want a massive back, keep listening. Also, if you want a full guide on how to train optimally, along with a bunch of splits that you can choose from, check out the optimal workout guide in my bio. So I think back has a reputation for being one of the more difficult muscle groups to train, but I do think it is often overcomplicated. To be honest, you could probably get away with some kind of upper back movement, some kind of lat movement, and some kind of spine erector movement. So you could have like a frontal plane movement, like a pull down or a pull up. That'll work your lats very well with a slight bias towards the lower lats. Or you could do a lat bias row where you've got a neutral grip. That again is going to bias the lats, but with an emphasis on the upper lats. Then some kind of row variation with your elbows slightly flared out, like a chest supported machine row. That's going to hit your upper back musculature very well, so your traps and your rhomboids. Now, you can do standing dumbbell or barbell rows if you want, but I don't think that's in your best interest. They're still going to work your upper back very well, although I think a chest supported machine variant is going to be a lot better. Because now you don't have to worry about stabilizing yourself with your spine erectors, your glutes, and your hamstrings. You can just focus on the muscle that you're trying to grow. Okay, so people might say, what about my spine erectors? I kind of built a bit of a reputation for myself as the spine erector guy on TikTok, so what gives? Well, I still think you should be hitting your spine erectors. It just doesn't have to be with the same movement that you hit your upper back. That way, you're not half in and half out. Do something like a good morning or a back extension with your back workout. Man, even if you train RDLs with your lower body, that's going to hit your spine erectors pretty well. Now, if you do all of that and you notice that your traps are lagging, you can throw in a shrug variant. I personally like Kelso shrugs or Smith machine shrugs. And I would recommend throwing in some kind of reverse fly variation, especially if your rear delts are noticeably smaller than the rest of your delts. I prefer a plain old reverse pec deck. Some people like reverse cable flies or reverse dumbbell flies. Just pick one. Now, if your back is lagging, I would train it as often as you can while still ensuring that you're recovering between sessions. So, high frequency training, train it 3 or 4 times a week while still ensuring that you're making progress between those sessions. Now, with more frequency comes a reduction in volume. Obviously, you can't have super high volume and super high frequency and also super high intensity. So, if you're training it 3 or 4 times a week, I'd recommend doing one set per exercise. Keep your sets one rep in reserve of failure. That will give you basically the same hypertrophic benefit as training to failure but with less fatigue. Keep your rep range relatively low, so I'd say anywhere from 5 to 8 reps is probably fine. Again, that minimizes CNS fatigue, so your subsequent sets won't be as badly affected. Check out the Patreon in my bio if you want personalized training and diet advice, along with access to exclusive programs. Follow me on Instagram and YouTube just in case TikTok gets banned, and yeah, drop a follow if you want to see more.